All right, you guys, we are getting started right now with day one of Take Back Your Time week. So all week long, I'm going to be coming in here doing these free live trainings to talk all about ways where you guys can save your time. So this will be including tools. This will include some automations. If you have been with me for a while, you know that I'm not into fancy 6-step funnels and all of that stuff, but I am into simple tools that help you save time. So we're all about time freedom, as you guys know. And what I really want to do is help you guys take that time back, right? Make sure that you are not spending your time on the $15 an hour tasks so that you can spend the hours that you do have working on the things that really need to be done by you. So if you guys are here with me live, jump in, say hello. If you guys are joining me later, drop a replay so that I know that you came and watched and checked it out. And of course, I always want to hear your feedback and your takeaways and all that good stuff. So good morning. Hi, Carmela. Hey, Jaquel. Whoever else is on, jump in and say hey. So guys, we're going live every single day this week, 10:30 a.m. Eastern, except for Thursday, which is going to be at 12 o'clock Eastern instead. Okay. So today we're going to talk about the foundational tool, the number one secret to hitting 6 figures and working 30 hours or less a week. So there is no reason to be working 1,000,000 hours a day, 12, 16, 8, whatever it is. You guys can work 5-6 hours a day or less and still make the money that you want to make. Okay. This is all about being really, really intentional with your time and with choosing the tasks and the projects that you're working on. So the number one tool to do this is using a digital calendar. Now, I know that there are a lot of people in here who are pen and paper kind of people who love to take their notes, who love the sticky notes, who love the color coding and all the things. And I will just tell you that I am one of those people. So I totally get it. I also love all the colors and the calendar and my colored markers. And you should see the sticky notes in my office. It's insane. But everything when it comes to planning my week goes into a digital calendar. So why digital over pen and paper, right? Physical calendar. You can use both if you want. But the digital calendar is going to allow you to move your things around a lot more easily without all of the eraser and all of the scratching out and all of the pen marks and all of the stuff that's in there, okay? When you're using a digital calendar, it's really easy to put things where they need to go, to move things around if something happens, because you guys all know every week should have some flex time in it where you can move things around if you need to. That's a whole other conversation. But you want to be able to move things around easily and not forget, right? So if something didn't get done, you can quickly move it to the next day or later that day or the end of the week or whatever it is, right? So moving things around easily is so key. And the other thing is that it really helps you to create repeatable tasks. So there are so many things as business owners that you guys should be doing on a regular basis, whether it is doing your goal setting, whether it is reaching out to your clients to check in with them, whether it's your bookkeeping, whether it's creating your content, whatever it is, there are things in your calendar that should be set on the same day at the same time, week after week after week, or month after month after month, right? So every month, at the end of the month, within the last week or so, you are creating your full content calendar for the following month. For example, every week on Friday, we reach out to all of our clients to check in and see how they're doing. These are repeatable tasks, right? So you want to make sure that you have those, and that way you can put it in once, you can set it in the calendar to repeat on the last Friday of the month, every month, and then it's just automatically there. And you don't have to think about putting it into your calendar and going through all of the months and putting it in here and making sure you don't miss one and all that stuff. So I strongly recommend that you guys use a digital calendar. Now, this could apply to digital or not, but the other part of the calendar is that you want to make sure that you are blocking specific times for specific activities. And when I say blocks, I don't mean 9 a.m. client call, 10 a.m. content creation, 11 a.m. meeting for some software, 11:30 a.m. client again, 12 o'clock, right? This is not how we do our calendars. What you guys need to do is you need to be blocking time. So this block is for content creation, right? Maybe it's a 2-hour block. Then you have another block that's going to be for admin stuff. Maybe you have a daily block that's for checking your emails and checking your DMs. Maybe there are 2 of those in the day, right? Maybe you have a block that is, Monday night from 5 until 8, Tuesday afternoon from 12 until 2, and Friday afternoon from 12 until 2 as well. That's when you do your sales calls, right? And you block it off. You don't leave your calendar completely open so that anyone can book a sales call at any time. What you guys want, which is going to really help you manage your energy, which is so, so important when you're trying to work a 30-hour week or less. You have to be so intentional. So I need to manage my energy and make sure that I'm doing similar tasks at the same time so that I don't get burnt out trying to switch my brain from being in admin stuff to being with a client, to being on a sales call, to being, focused on creating a project, right? That stuff all takes time to transition in and out of and wastes energy that doesn't need to be happening. So you want to make sure that you guys are blocking time. Now, this is again, like when you're using your digital calendar, it's really easy to go, okay, I take sales calls Monday night, Tuesday afternoon, Friday afternoon. Put it in, repeat it weekly, done, right? And usually for something like that, what I would do is say, okay, I take sales calls at these times. And if I don't have them, here's what I'd be doing instead. So I already know what that is. I'm not trying to decide in the moment if someone doesn't show up, what should I be doing now, right? Excuse me. So you want to make sure that you guys are blocking your time. Bigger chunks for bigger projects, right? Don't try to work on a big project in a 30-minute block of time that you have, okay? There's a couple of other things that I want to talk about just with calendars, right? So the tool is the digital calendar, but there are some things about how you build that calendar that really matter if you guys want to work 30 hours or less a week, okay? So another one is make sure that you guys are planning your week on Sunday, not Monday morning. Monday morning, you need to be hitting the ground running. You should know exactly what you're doing when you wake up and get to it, right? So Sunday night, have a look at your schedule. I do this every single week. Last night, I actually had to move quite a few things around because I had things that were overlapping. I had things that, looked like they needed to happen at the same time. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. And I needed to move them so that I could have things in a proper order that made sense without a million things overlapping and making me feel like I had too much to do in a certain amount of time. So don't get me wrong, my day is packed, right? But I know exactly what I'm doing every hour, every half an hour. And as much as possible, those things are similar, right? So for example, when you guys are creating your perfectly planned week, you want to make sure that you are deciding when you want to do certain things, right? So I don't take any calls on Mondays or on Fridays, right? I plan that that's not how it is. I might do client back pocket calls for my clients who need a little extra support. I might do those, but I don't do sales calls at those times, right? So you need to actually decide when you want to do what. Again, you've heard me say this 1,000 times if you've been with me for any length of time. I do not do content or sales copy or anything like that after like 9 a.m. So if I need to do that stuff, it needs to be blocked off in the calendar for like 7 or 8 a.m. because that's when my brain works the best. So you need to know yourself a little bit. You need to know what you can do at what times, but you need to be really strategic about where they go in your calendar. Like, don't ask me to do sales copy on a Thursday afternoon at 2. It's not happening, right? Thursday afternoon at 2, I could either be on a call, because that's always, an energizer for me. I could be on a call, whether it's a sales call, whether it's a client call, doesn't matter. I could be in a networking event. I could be hosting an event. I might be planning stuff, right? Organizing and stuff like that, but I am certainly not writing copy, okay? So These are just a few things about how you build out your calendar and the intentionality that needs to go into it in order for it to be successful, where you're not scrambling all the time and where you're not ending on a Friday with more things on your to-do list than what you started on a Monday, right? So time blocking, make sure you plan on Sunday, not Monday morning, okay? Really, really clear, not Monday morning, okay? Then you also need to make sure that in your calendar, your personal stuff comes first. So your workouts, your meal plans, your time to have some lunch that's not sitting at your computer, right? All of the personal things that you want to do. If you're a meditator, if you are doing affirmations, if you are, going to yoga, if you are going to get a lift in, whatever it is, your personal stuff, you're spending time with your kids or your partner or your family or your friends or whatever, all of that stuff comes first. Not at the end when you can kind of fit it in, okay? It comes first. So my workouts go in first. I know which days and I know what time those workouts are happening, right? I know when I'm doing a walk. Usually for me, I like to do that at the end of my day. I usually finish my day by like 2, maybe 3, but start at 8, done by 2. That's it, 6 hours. I'm having lunch in there sometimes, not sometimes, all the time. And then workout could be like right before, walk is probably after, just to like clear my brain after staring at the computer or being on calls all day, whatever it is, right? So making sure your personal stuff is in there first. And then again, making sure that you are doing things in blocks. They're not kind of all over the place and this thing here and this thing there. You're putting things that are similar together into the same block. And really managing the energy. So when you look at what you have to do, which is going to come from what you planned for the quarter, what needed to be done for the month based on the quarter, and what's needing to be done for the week based on the month, right? So you, again, need to be really intentional about what am I looking at here? What is the main project? When is that due? What are the steps that lead up to it, right? And making sure that every week you're checking off some of those steps to get the project done by whenever it needs to get done, by the end of the month or the end of the quarter, whatever it is, right? And then making sure that you are managing your energy when you're looking at your calendar so that the things that are harder for you are getting done when you're the best. For me, that's in the morning. For you, it might be at night, right? Maybe it's midday at a coffee shop, whatever it is, okay? So I really want you guys to be taking these things into account, right? Because most people are working way more hours than they need to. And a lot of people are spending their time trying to multitask, right? You're trying to cook dinner while you're writing some copy. You're trying to, run and pick up the kids and be on a call. Like whatever you're doing, no more multitasking. When you want to work a 30-hour week and still get to 100K, you need to be so clear about what you're working on. You need to be so intentional. Pick the projects. Make sure you know the tasks. Make sure you know exactly what's due when. Don't look at the whole project at once and say, whole project is due March 31st at the end of Q1. No. Project is due March 31st. Great. What are the tasks? What needs to get done every single week in order to make that happen? Where do those need to go into your calendar? Right? So you need to be so intentional. No more scatterbrain, no more flying by the seat of your pants, no more trying to multitask and do 18 things at once, and no more working all day. You guys do not need to do this stuff, okay? What you need to do is get really intentional about what you're working on and plan accordingly in your 30 hours or less per week, whatever you have. Maybe it's 15, maybe it's 20, right? And get into your calendar during times where you're not trying to do other things all at once. Okay? I hope this is helpful, you guys. I am so passionate about calendaring, okay, and making sure you're using your digital calendar to make your life easier, to stop having to remember all the things. Put the things into your schedule once, set it and forget it. Checking in on your clients happens on Fridays at 11, period, end of story, in the digital calendar. Your content creation, your content planning, whatever, your planning probably happens at the end of the month for the next month. Your actual content creation, maybe that happens at the end of the month for the whole month. Maybe you're someone who writes on Monday for the whole week, right? Maybe you like to write every single morning. I don't care what you do, But what I do care about is that you actually plan it out ahead of time and you have that time on your calendar. You're not waking up in the morning going, oh my God, I need to write something for my post today. And where am I going to do that and when? And I don't have time. And no, we're not doing that anymore. So majorly planning ahead, using a digital calendar, trying to stop making all those extra decisions, try to stop having to remember all the things that need to be done and just get them into a repeatable digital calendar. I promise you guys, you will love it. Coming straight from a total pen and paper kind of girl. It doesn't mean I never use it. I use it for brainstorming and I use it for stuff like that. And you guys know I have 18 calendars in my office, and trust me, I use all the colorful markers in there. But when I'm looking at my weekly calendar or monthly, it goes in the digital one. Okay, that's it. That's everything that I have for today. I hope that this was helpful. I'm really excited for this week. I'm excited to drop all of these nuggets for you guys. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about some simple automations that you guys can add to your softwares if you have one. If you don't have one, I'm going to send you my recommendations so that you can free up your time and stop doing the $15 tasks so that you can do the big ticket things and the things that need to be done just by you. Okay, let's let automation do the rest. And let's make sure that we can hit the revenue goals that we have without working 1 million hours a week or trying to multitask all day long. Okay. All right, that is it, you guys. I will see you back tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Eastern. If you have questions, if you have feedback, if you have a takeaway, drop it in the comments below. I want to hear it all. And if you have any other questions that you want to, talk directly with me, you can always book a call or you can send me a DM and we will get back to you and help you figure out exactly what you need. Okay? Have an amazing day and we'll see you back tomorrow at 10:30.